yourself, how'd it get that way? Times are a-changing. El Presidente lost his mind. Everything's upside down and that just ain't right. You don't like our country, you don't like our flag. What makes you think that we give a damn about that? There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess with generally. If you have a right to burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. You don't like our traditions, you say we've done you wrong. Why don't you pack up your bags and take your ass back home? This is my home, and son, I'm mad as hell. I think whooping your ass is worth a couple nights in jail. There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit called PC. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess with generally. If you have a right to burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. To burn my flag, then I have a right to kick your ass. There's a million pissed off rednecks just like me, and we're all sick and tired of this bullshit on TV. I guess you didn't know, but you don't mess generally. You have a right to burn my flag, and I have a right to kick your ass. You have a right to burn my flag, and I have a right to kick your ass.
Vive Well, how is everybody doing tonight? I am glad to see y'all. And we got a fun-filled night tonight. Actually, I can't see y'all. You know what? There you are. Now I can see you. Now I can see you. Now, as you see from our marquee up there, we've got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. And I don't know why I'm the only one in this here podcast that can hear our fucking intro playing again. I don't understand that. Maybe our producer can fix that shit. I don't know. It's fucking annoying. But anyway, I'm not going to do the same thing I did last time. Our beautiful Miss Silverbell was over there, and I just said, right past her ass. I won't make that damn mistake again. That's worse than ignoring your damn wife. I promise. So, without any further ado, you already know who my dumbass is. So, without any further ado, I am going to say I have my lovely co-host with me, my Brooklyn angel, Miss Silverbell. Miss Silverbell, I seen a few videos about some crazy shit going on in your, I won't say lovely because I'm not so sure it is, your place up New York City. So what's the real deal up there in NYC?
There's always shit going on in New York City. I know there was big production going on in Queens recently.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the buttercups better buckle up because it's going to get a lot worse.
Yep. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we might even have that video to discuss, but there was a car set on fire and some fools out there just doing them donuts and shit. And some citizens, I believe, got all got beat up. Some dude got beat up just for asking these damn hoodlums to get off his property. Yep. And they whooped his ass. And then when his wife told him to leave him alone, they punched her or something like that.
Yep.
That's and Scamdoni hadn't even got into damned office yet.
Adams is no
this shit's happening.
Well. It's just
here we go. Bruno's already got that video ready to roll. So shit, we'll just start right on in this motherfucker. Let's go, Bruno. Appreciate it, brother. You was reading our minds and listening to what we were saying. Lay it on us, brother. I got the controls of it when you get it out here. Well, there it is. Look at that, man. That's just crazy. Yeah. Well, what the hell happened? Oh, it's reloaded. Yeah, that's them whooping that boy's ass. I think that's the wife right there in the light color clothing. Damn it, we're having technical difficulties.
What ready?
It's gonna be one of those nights, I reckon, Silver.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yep. But you know.
And I will say that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's not a bad part of Queens where that whole thing took place. It's just, I mean, like I said, everybody better buckle up because that shit's coming. Oh, I'm now the outlaw gator.
You are.
I
You
am.
are.
And
You look
you're
like one. You
Silver Bell.
look like you could be one. I promise you. I don't know if I look like a silver bell or not, but I could pull one. I could pull it off. I'd have to change my flag behind me, though, I think. And I'm not
Maybe.
quite ready to do that just yet. I'm not quite ready to do that just yet. I lost my damn. I'm just having all kinds of trouble here, man. I'd lose my damn head if it weren't attached. To be honest with you. Son of a bitch, there it is. I ain't gonna tell you where I found it though. But yeah, we're gonna have we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got, like I said, it's all up here in the marquee, and I'm gonna try to hit them all. You know, we're gonna talk about the actual truth about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think personally, in my opinion, and like I said, I have an opinion, and that, you know, God allowed me free will to have that opinion. Miss Silverbell has hers. Everybody out there watching and listening, y'all can have yours. And there will be a ticker going across the bottom here shortly that you can come up on the stage. We welcome people to come up on the stage. We ask you to come up and express your opinion. I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad because it's yours. And it's not going to be labeled good or bad here. This is a free speech platform, and your speech is yours. We can discuss it, debate it. We will not argue because that's not what we're here for. We're here to get ideas out. But if your ideas are provable bullshit, we will call you out on it because that's what we do here. That's why we call it That's Bullshit. I will call you on your bullshit, but not on just my opinion alone or Silverbell's opinion alone. We will bring receipts, and we will show you the receipts to prove that you're full of shit. Okay? So if you got your opinion, you better have receipts to back up your opinion. You can't just say it and it magically be true. Don't work that way. Now, you're free to say it, but speech is speech, but it comes with consequences. So them consequences are when I say, prove it, motherfucker, you better be able to prove it. Quite simple. So don't be scared. Come up on the stage and we'll discuss whatever you want to talk about. Marjorie Taylor Greene be a good place to start. There's a lovely lady out there. Her ex space name is Sherry. I've been busting your balls for a long time. I sent you a link. If it didn't go through, I'll send it again. I have even sent you out in the world X to tell you, come on. We will discuss. I ain't scared. I got my receipts. So you've been bashing on MTG. You're full of shit. I'm saying it right now, Sherry. You are full of shit. So come on. Prove me wrong because I got receipts to say you're full of shit. And anybody else out there talking about her and her take the money and run. Y'all are full of shit too. Cat turd. Yes, I called y'all fucking fat ass out too. You wannabe road fucking Trump's coattails to get to where you are. Yes, I'm calling your fat ass out too. Vince, I call your ass out too. Any of you fucking big account motherfuckers that are talking shit. Calling you out. We got plenty of room on the stage. Except for maybe Cat Turd. That fat bastard will probably take up 2 spaces. But I got my producer, my co-host, and myself. That takes up 3 seats. I'm no big account by no means. So I can only fit a limited number of places because I don't get paid. I bought all this shit with my money that I pay taxes on. So I can only fit 12 more people on the stage. So if you're feeling froggy, I got it right here. I'll have it embroidered on my shirt, or I'll have it put on my shirt. It's an FLZ. So if you're feeling froggy, that's a frog landing zone, motherfucker. Jump. Now, we're also going to talk about Scamdoni, Danny, whatever the fucking piece of shit in New York City's called. He had a little meeting with the president today, I do believe. He's saying it was a good one, which is bullshit. He lied his ass off, I'm sure. And then we're going to go on with them dismissed cases on which we didn't expect they were really going to go to fucking court. Did we? Did we really believe they were going to go to court? If you believe they were going to go to court, I got some oceanfront property out there in my buddy Cass fan. He lives out there in Arizona. He can be my real estate agent out there. He's got some oceanfront property for you out there. If you believe they were going to go to fucking court, you a fucking dumbass. And then we might sprinkle some stars in there too. Who knows? We might. Oh, they seem to be everywhere now. Then you just go out and look. Every fuckers are everywhere, kind of like the Northern Lights. But with that being said, we'll go on with whatever the next video that the producer has up. But I gotta. Oh Lord, how much that one almost caught me. That one almost caught me right there, Miss Silverbell. I almost had a big old sneeze, and that would have been unprofessional. But I'm going to look. It happens. That one almost jumped right on me. But I'm going to notice some folks over here in our comments before we go to that.
Can I give a big shout out to Miss Mate? Oh my God, I can't speak. To Meg.
Go ahead.
Meg,
yes, you've made. I'm afraid if you can see the comments, shout them all out.
I'm so glad to see Meg on here. Hey, Meg.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes, I am too as well. Yes, ma'am. Good call. Good call on that. Yes, ma'am. We're all happy to see Miss Meg back in the comment section there. She had a little tussle with the floor several weeks ago. Unfortunately, the floor whipped her ass. I think there might have been a space heater involved in that tussle, so it was kind of unfair. She was jumped on by a crowd, a group, and she fought them off best she could. But when you're outnumbered, you do tend to take a fucking bruise or two, and that crowd broke her damn hip. The poor thing. But she fought the fuck out of them, and that's all she ended up with. So she did good. She's out now, and she's doing wonderfully. And we are so happy to have her back as another loyal watcher and listener. And she brightens our heart when we see that little sunrise flying through the comment section there. So thank you, Miss Meg, for being back and brightening our day, and we're glad you're doing so well. And then there's our boy Kilburn, and I thought I saw Cass fan out there, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. I'll fly back up. Oh, there's my shipmate. There's my shipmate Jeff from Georgia. I mean, I only like him because he was in the Navy, and I'm retired Navy. He is too. Now the Georgia part, I'll have to work on him on that. And, I also like him because he's got a daughter that's got an attitude similar to mine. So I wish that upon him. And let's see. There's more Kilburn. No, I don't see Cass, but, he'll be around. He's our little bouncy ball. He jumps around in and out. He's young. He's got the energy to do that shit. So that gets our comment section. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there you go. You put it out there. Yep. And regular is cock is. Oh, Lord, I almost slipped. And I was talking about our favorite Natalie, and I would have not liked that slip for her because she'd have my phone would have been ringing. What the hell did you say? But our favorite Natalie, she's saying hello from Commie, California, which is true. It is a commie state. We're working on it. But thank you, ma'am, for being here with us. So I think we got all of them. Okay, then we got all of them noticed. And thank y'all for being here. And if our producer backstage is ready to go, you go ahead and throw them on out here, sir. And
proudly rise today in a
I'll get it when it hits the
effort
stage.
to release the Epstein files. Finally, after 5 administrations have covered it up. Earlier today, I attended the press conference where the survivors, they're not victims, the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse and sex trafficking told their stories. And they told stories about how it started back in 1991,
What happened?
1996, and they continued on through the decades. And they told stories about how they told someone and tried to get help. They told the FBI and they weren't listened to. And they told law enforcement and no one did anything. And these women don't just number a few. These women number around 1,000 women. And they are victims of something that's unthinkable. And this should have never, ever happened. This was the biggest fight I think I've seen in Washington, D.C. This is my 5th year here. And this was a fight that we should have never had to wage. It should have been the easiest thing for every single member of Congress. It should have been the easiest thing for the Speaker of the House. It should have been the easiest thing for the President of the United States to release all the information, every single file, on behalf of these American women. These American women aren't rich, powerful elites. They do not have someone paying for their airline tickets or paying for their trips or paying for their expenses every time they try to do something to get this information out. These are your average Americans. And you want to know what the Epstein files represent? The cover-up represents to average Americans. It represents the failures of the federal government and Congress to the American people. And that is what people rose up about in 2024. They wanted and demanded transparency from their government and for Americans finally to be put first. And today, with this vote, we are finally putting these victims and these survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and the cabal of rich, powerful elites that expands not just here in the United States of America, but to other countries as well. We're putting them last. And that is exactly what Americans want. You see, for far too long, Americans have been put last. And they're sick of it. They're sick and tired of it. And this is why they don't trust Congress. This is why they don't trust the government. And here's the problem. All of these women who have suffered in shame for years and years and years, women who were terrified, women who were intimidated, women who were threatened, just like Virginia Giuffre. And now she's dead. And these women should have never faced that for this information to come out. And we, especially the 4 Republican members of the House of Representatives, we should have never faced intimidation and threats for us to get this vote to come to the floor. Never forget there were 4. Thomas Massie, myself, Nancy Mace, and Lauren Boebert. We had to sign a discharge petition, and we had to fight through intimidation, and we had to endure it for months to push that discharge petition finally to 218 to get this vote to come out. This is what the American people are sick of, and rightfully so. Now, where does this go from here? The question will remain, will the Department of Justice release all the information? Will a judge in New York release the information? Will the CIA release the information? And will foreign governments release their information? Or will this continue after this vote today be a cover-up? A cover-up of the rich, powerful elites that bond together in sex and human trafficking abuse and all types of global business that enriches them but never serves Americans. The American people will know, and the victims, actually the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, will know because they know the list of names. And I remain dedicated to my promise to read those names here on the House floor if those women ever find them in a place that it needs to be done.
Very nice speech. And it's all true. That's why all these big influencers out there, not only have they pissed me off, but they've pissed off a whole lot of other people. Because they've been bashing on Miss Marjorie. But she's right. She's 100% right. Because it did take all of that effort, all of that hard work, even all the way to the point of getting a discharge petition to get that motion, that bill pulled out of committee just to get it voted on to release these files. 10 years they've been working on this shit just to get these files released. And you know, she was right that the information that's going to be released is probably going to be a crock of shit because there's been too many hands in the stew. You've had crooked Republicans that have their hands all over it that are probably implemented in it. You've had at least, we know, a minimum of 4 years of guilty ass Democrats that have been all over top of it, that have had custody of them until this administration. Now, we all still support Trump. But what about the people around him? You know, that fucking psycho Susie Wiles, or whatever the fuck her name is. What do we really know about her? Except for the fact that she is crazy as a shithouse rat. And we've all seen changes in this administration right about the halfway point to here. Start to here, right about the halfway point. Nobody's noticed a difference. And if you haven't noticed a difference, then you ain't been looking. So we don't know about all the other people around the president. We all still have some semblance of trust and support for our president. And yes, he's my president. So don't think I'm giving up hope or pulling my trust and faith in this president. He's still my president. I voted for him 3 times. So y'all can just go fuck yourself if you think that I don't trust my president or I don't have faith in my president. So you can just stop right there with that shit. I do question things that are going on because I'm one of the governed, but as a constitutional republic, in case you haven't, or in case you've forgotten what that means, it is the government is controlled by the governed. That's us. So it is our job to question what the government does, especially when it's doing it to us. Like taking our money and sending it to foreign countries. And I say countries, plural. For those of y'all that keep getting on my ass thinking I've got a fucking Jewish problem, so you can fuck yourself on that too. I have a foreign government's problem, especially when they start receiving more money than our agencies that need it, or our people, like veterans that are sleeping in the cold. It's fucking wintertime. Or in just homeless people. People that legitimately need the SNAP program. Those people. They need that money. Not them foreign countries. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. Now I will step down for a moment and woosah, and I will pass it on over to my lovely co-host and let her have a swing at her rant about what she wishes to bitch about. Because there ain't no point in having a co-host if I don't let her fucking talk.
Well, I don't dislike Marjorie there. I am under the impression that there are many guilty parties involved, and I'm not just talking about the Democrats. So she is fighting an uphill battle. I'll give her that. But it's not just with this. I mean, you could pick any subject, and there's a lot of dirty hands in that cookie jar. And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not just, I'm not going to sit here and just bash the Democrats because they deserve bashing, but so do a lot of Republicans. So I'm going to call it the way I see it. They are no better. So, and that's why we don't get answers to anything. At least that's my belief. We'll never have answers to anything because I'm going to be honest, the way I look at it, they're all fucking dirty. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is fucking dirty. Congress, the whole, every aspect of our government is corrupt, and they're all dirty. They all have their hand out. They're all laughing all the way to the bank. And we're sitting here arguing with each other over stupidity, and they're sitting there laughing at us. That's the way I see it. I don't care what anyone thinks of the way I'm saying it, but that's the way I see it.
Fuck them. Say
it. I feel that way. I feel that way in every aspect. And it's, again, I'm not just saying it for Democrats. The Republicans are no better.
You're right. Amen, sister. The ones that were the good ones, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. And all right, let's just narrow it down, right? I told you there was going to be some stars sprinkled in. Okay. The ones that I would consider the good ones are the ones that did not take AIPAC money. And there was only like about maybe 13 of them. All right. And they're narrowing those down. They're making them, well, as the president said, she quit. Well, let's call it like we see it. She did. She quit. I mean, plain and simple, right? If they call it like we see it, call balls and strikes. Her term wasn't up, but she said, fuck it, I quit. She got to her, I mean, we're called negative on it too. She got to her 5-year mark, which is where she needed to lock in her pension. And 2 days later, after she hit the 5-year mark, bam, I quit. But on the flip side of that, people are saying she did it for the money. There's no money there. There's nothing. And I can tell you exactly because I did a deep dive into what pension plan she's going to be under. And I did all the mathematics and I broke it all the way down. Okay. So we'll dispel the first rumor right quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay. She, because of when she was elected and of her age, she is under it's the FERS plan, FERS. It's an acronym. And it's actually been even upgraded further because she's only been in 5 years. It's called the FERS Fair Plan, FAYE or some shit like that. I got it on my document. Hang on a second. I'm gonna bring my document up so I can't really see let me do some maneuvering with it, and I'll be able to read it to you and see the camera at the same time. So, I did a lot of research on her, and I'm gonna move this document over to the side so I can see myself on camera so I don't fuck this up. Okay, here we go. All right, now here we go. Here's the scenario on Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just wrote this up from the information I had real quickly. All right, the pension plan that she is on is called FERS, FERS, and it's an annuity. Okay, it is a lifelong pension plan annuity. Now, what that means is, does she get an immediate? Does she get anything immediately? No, she does not. She doesn't get an immediate check. She don't get zilch, nothing, nada. Okay, she has to wait. Okay, now granted, right now, she's 51 years old. She'll turn 52 on May the 27th. That's her birthday. I looked that up as well in case you fuckers wanted to know. Okay, she has a waiting period before she can get anything as far as her pension. Now, she does get shit, but wait. Okay, the waiting period. She must wait until what's established in the PERS program. She must wait until the age of 62. Now, let's not get confused with the age of retirement as it gets floated back and forth. That is for Social Security only. When you hear, well, the age of retirement is now 67. Nope, that's a Social Security thing. It has nothing to do with the program she's under. The program she's in for her pension, it's like a retirement program that any of you other fuckers got. Okay, it's a program that she signed up for. Okay, so it's that program is 62, locked in. All right, and she can't collect it until she gets to the age of 62, and that is to collect because she did not serve 20 years. Now, had she served 20 years and then retired this January the 5th, she would have immediately got a check. Okay, just like the military. Okay, I did my 20 and I got a check the first of the month after I retired. That's how that shit works. That's how this works. Okay, now the payout that she is going to receive once she turns 62, the payout is roughly $8,700 a year, which is approximately $725 a month. That's what she's going to get from her pension. Okay, that's a fuckload of money, huh? That's a far cry short of 25 million. So all you motherfuckers out there talking about, oh, she just took the money and ran. You want to know where that 25 million came from? You need to goddamn do some research, okay? Excuse my GD. I try not to use that type of language. My apologies. But you need to go do your research. The 25 million that she has a net worth of, it comes from the construction businesses that her and her family already owned before she came into Congress. Go look it up. Approximately 23 million of her net worth is from the family businesses of the construction. Go look it up, stupid. Y'all are spreading all kinds of propaganda, spreading lies. I hope she sues your asses and makes that 25 million into 50 million. on y'all's stupidity. Now I will continue. Okay. She earns her money back. Her money, okay, the cost. She contributed roughly $38,280 from her payback, which is because she had to actually pay into this. It was part of the contract that she's under, that she had to pay a rate of 4.4% rate. That's what she had to, she actually was forced to pay into this. And then, of course, the government, which is the taxpayer money, yes, paid back also, paid into it also. So once she earns her money back, that 38,000 and something, in approximately 4.5 years, and then the taxpayer funds the rest for her life. So yes, there's where that lifetime part comes in. Yes. So does every other fucking Congress member that is there and that has been there, that is still alive. Okay. Liz Cheney, that piece of shit, she gets the same deal. Okay. She's still getting paid. She already done her amount of time to collect her money back. So the taxpayers are paying her ass right now. Dick Cheney, the one that just passed away, we just stopped paying his ass. So let's not come down on old Marjorie that she's the biggest, baddest, piece of shit. This ain't the first time. Won't be the last time. All them pieces of shit that are sitting in there right now, Republican and Democrat, are all going to end up the same way. Just like old Pelosi, when she retires, she's the one that will immediately start getting paid. So let's not be fucking stupid, people. You've already proved that you are. Okay. Now, here's what she's going to lose. You talk about she's going to get her free medical and all that shit. No. She doesn't get free health care. Lifetime coverage? No. The reason? She must retire on an immediate annuity to keep government health insurance. Since she is deferring until 62, she gets kicked off the plan immediately. Now, had she waited and retired at 20, she would maintain her lifetime health coverage. But no, since she's got it deferred, she loses health care coverage. Now, here's the cash out, which is her TSP, which is basically a 401k, just like people in any other business when you get a 401k, right? Okay, she's fully vested, meaning she paid up to the 5-year mark like she was supposed to. Okay, here's the haul. She keeps all of her own money plus roughly $43,500 in free taxpayer matching funds at 5% match over 5 years. All right, the gravy train, this ain't unique to her. This is the standard government gravy train that all Congress members ride. They all get the 5% taxpayer match poured into their account, no questions asked. But just like any other 401k, excuse me, she still can't touch it. She has to treat it like a 401k. She can't touch it and all this shit until however that shit works. I don't know how it works. I'll tell you, I honestly don't know how one works because I don't have one. I'm retired Navy, never had one, never had to deal with one. So you want to figure out how one works, you go look that shit up yourself. But this cash haul falls under that 401k rules. Okay. The privileges that she does maintain is she has access. Okay. She can still use the House floor, meaning when she just said in her speech right there, that if they need her to read the names on the House floor, she still has access to it. Meaning she can come in and she can use the House floor. Okay. Oh, and she can also use the dining room and the gym if she wanted to. Okay. So she still has access to those. There's only one catch though. If she violates the decorum rule, the speaker can ban her from the House floor for life, meaning she can't come back. Okay. Now here's the big myth. Okay. Full salary. Okay, we busted the myth that Congress members get their full salary of $174,000 life or salary for life. Okay, that's a bunch of bullshit. They get a calculated percentage just like any other federal employee. Okay, so I think we fully explained that all that stuff that y'all are putting out there. When I say y'all know who I'm talking about. All you lying pieces of shit, you turncoats that just say you're MAGA. I'm going to say it right now. You're fake MAGA. Okay, but you're trying to come down on us people that were there from the beginning. Okay, so if you weren't there from the beginning, then you can go suck a big bag of dicks because you just don't know. And don't even go by anybody's joined X date either. Okay, because back before Elon bought the joint, a lot of people got their shit completely nuked and gone forever, like mine, that had a start date of 2009. There's many of us out there, so don't go by that. So what we have figured out is y'all are full of shit. And all of this information can be found and looked up. It's very easy to do. So now let's get into y'all's bunch of bullshit about this fucking insider trading and all this stock trading lie. Okay, so we busted that myth all to hell and back. Okay, no. She did not make $25 million in stock profits. No, that's bullshit. No insider trading. That's why she very easily those charges and shit were investigated and dismissed because there was no there. It never happened. No such thing. Okay. Because that number gets confused with how much stock she owns. Okay. Her stock portfolio value is approximately 3.2 million. And that's the stocks that she currently holds. And you can go look that up very easily and find it. It's in her disclosure. That's what her stock portfolio is currently worth right now. 3.2 million. Nowhere near the 25 million that you lying pieces of shit are saying. Okay? Nowhere near it. Okay? Her total net worth is 25 million. That's been released in her financial disclosures. Yes. And most of that is from her family construction businesses, not the stocks. Okay. Okay. The annual stock earnings. Now she does trade heavily, over 1.79 million in volume. And that has had months with estimated profits of 331,000. But the disclosures do not show a total profit anywhere near 25 million. Okay, so it's more like 22 million is her non-stock net profit. So you add that 22, 23, so 22 and a half or so to the stock profit, and you end up with right around 25 million. So there you have it. That is the scenario of Marjorie Taylor Greene, her resignation, why she waited until resigning at the 5-year mark. So yes, she purposely waited till she passed the 5-year mark so she could lock in her pension. So no one is disputing that she did that. She did that on purpose. That is without a doubt. She did do that. But you just heard, I explained it to you right down to the fucking dime where that money is coming from, where the money she is currently net worth at, where all that came from. All you idiots had to do was go out there and do a little bit of research before you decided to damn fucking dogpile on somebody you thought was a turncoat on your fake ass MAGA shit. Because all you are a bunch of yes men and yes women. Yes, I'm Master Trump. Yes, I'm Master Trump. That's all you are. That is a cult. And I don't want no part of that shit. None. I'm an America First patriot. I want my country to come first. That's all I'm asking. I want the people of this country to come first. That means you get the fucking Muslims out of here. You get the illegal immigrants out of here. You get the motherfuckers that control our government out of here. That's all I'm asking. You put the American people first. And until our government can do that, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. And I don't want to have nothing to do with the son of a bitches that support that. I will stand behind and support the people that support the same values I have. So you can have your little cult. It's the same cult that you claim to hate. You have turned into exactly what you claim to hate. You have become what you claim to hate. Just look in the mirror and think about that. And I think I will turn to Miss Silverbell after I have explained Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene's finances and had my little rant, my education, and my little rant at the end, and see what Miss Silverbell might have to say.
I actually just texted you a little video. I wish I would have known about this earlier. I would have sent it to you earlier. But we used to only pay them per diem when they were in session. We need to go back to that. No more yearly salary. No more they vote to give themselves a raise and they give themselves. No, we need to go back to the way it was, because they're all, and whether she's guilty of anything or not, I don't know. And truth be told, I really don't care. I got nothing against her. But I think they're all, again, I'm going to just say it, I think they're all freaking corrupt. And until we rein them back in, just bring them all back in, and this is the way we're doing it. They get paid per diem when they're in session. You're not in session. You got another job, good for you. You don't, too bad, so sad. Get one. Because that's the way it needs to be. And until we go back to that, we're just going to keep kicking this can down the same shitty road.
I couldn't agree with you more, ma'am. I could not agree with you anymore.
Thank you.
I love the plan. Unfortunately, the pay they get, or them voting on themselves a raise. Hang on, I will have to actually look and see. I got to turn on a light real quick. But I thought it was in the Constitution about them. But I could be mistaken now. I know the Constitution like the back of my hand, but that one I'm going to actually go double check to make sure I am 100 on that one. Because that's
I didn't
an important.
have a way to send it to Bruno. I would have sent him the little video.
Are you in it?
No, not at all.
Damn it. I don't want to watch it.
What it says.
I don't want to watch it then if it's not you.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you. Watch it anyway.
I will. If you send it, it's obviously important.
I did. I texted it to you. But what I'm saying is we need to go back to the way it was, because we are getting nowhere. No matter how we twist it or turn it, doesn't matter who the hell we seem to vote in. It makes no difference, because Again, they all have their hands in the fucking cookie jar.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And they don't care either. They do not care that we know that they are flat out stealing from us. And that's what they're doing. They're stealing from us. You know, just like it said in that explanation, after 4.5 years, she's gotten her money back that she was basically forced to put in, because that's part of the deal, that she's forced to put in that 4.4%. But after what the calculations came up to, after the 4.5 years, she's after getting that 775 or whatever it was, 750, 775 monthly check. After she's gotten 4.5 years of that, she's recouped her money at 38,000. She's gotten her money back. So at the 4.6 year mark, that's all taxpayer money. And, you know, so that's just how it's written up. So that whatever the hell they call that, you know, and then they all get it, you know, not just her, but, you know, we're talking about her. So that's something that she'll be getting. And just like everybody, they
Right.
all get it. It's a scam for all of them.
Right. I understand what you're saying. I really at this point don't really care too much, you know, what she's doing, what she's not doing in regards to that. As long as it's legit, I'm okay with it. What I'm saying is the whole system needs to change. Go
Right.
back to the way it used to be. No yearly salary, no more, oh, we're voting to get a whatever it is, 5%, 6% increase in salary. No more all these companies going to them and, oh yeah, do this and we'll fund your campaign. No more of any of that shit. End it. And then this country will change.
We'll see how they get around that, not being able to vote to increase their salary and shit, because they actually locked their salary at 174,000, which is fucking ridiculous to begin with. Is they vote for they'll vote for like a COLA, or they'll vote for this benefit or that benefit, or increase the security or increase this. They won't increase their salary because by the law they passed, they can't. But see, they're
something regardless. That's
yes, exactly. They're sidestepping the bullshit. They're sidestepping the Constitution to get themselves shit. Exactly what they're doing.
Well, go back to the old way of doing it. They only get paid whatever it is, and only when they're in session, and that's it. Take it or leave it.
I agree. I agree
100%. Should be a privilege. You are doing something to stand for your country, not to have your fucking hand out to see, oh, what's in it for me. You should get nothing.
Exactly. And back in the old days, they had term limits, but it wasn't in writing. It was kind of understood. They say, hey, okay, you know, we're going to have this other guy as a representative now because you've spent enough time away from your family and you've got stuff to do at your homestead. So we're going to rotate it and let this guy handle the district for a while. You know, it was kind of a unwritten rule. You know, they just kind of understood, say, hey, okay, you've done enough. We're going to let you take care of your homestead now. And you know, let you take care of your family. And somebody else is going to step up and take care of it for a while. And now with all, you know, with the way society is today, a motherfucker can just peace out on his family because he really don't give a shit and take money from a foreign country and they'll take care of his family and all his bills and all his and extra shit. All you got to do is what they tell you to do, which is how it's turned in. That's what it's turned into.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm sure that there are some, maybe a handful of halfway decent people in there. I'm going to say a handful, and I might be even
And you stretching it.
Yeah,
You're stretching
exactly. I probably am. But they should be doing this for the benefit of our country as a whole, not just for themselves and their families and give me, give me, give me. I'm pretty sure that the founding fathers didn't set up all this shit for these people to make themselves rich while we're sitting back and getting our ass kicked in every damn day.
Oh, positive of it. And AOC is the perfect example of this, because there's more than just her. There's a couple of them that you could go look at their financial disclosures, and right around election time, you could go look. And I did it. I went and looked, and some of them are showing their net worth or their financials in the negative.
Yeah,
They
okay.
are broke. They are broker than broke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you know immediately that is bullshit.
No, really? No shit?
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, after the elections and shit are all over, your net worth is now in the millions. I don't want to spout out a number exactly, because then, that's can be taken against me. So I'll just say in the millions to be safe. And then okay, well, how did you get from negative thousands to now you're suddenly in the millions? What the fuck just happened?
How'd that happen? Exactly.
How the hell did that happen?
Since you brought up AOC there, I can't stomach her. I really can't. She
Oh,
makes me
no.
physically ill. When she speaks, I want to just backhand her. But
Yeah.
okay, she made sure that Amazon did not open up here in New York City, in Queens, in her district, which
I'll
would
never forget that.
many, many jobs, good for the community, good for New York. She drove Amazon right out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to, oh, she's a great, no, she's not. She's a self-serving bitch.
Amen. Yes, she is. And I'm sure that somewhere in that whole deal, I'm sure there was, like, again, I will not say a specific number for personal benefit of my own to not get in trouble, but I'm quite sure there was at least 6 digits or more provided to her for that action to happen, if you know what I mean.
Probably.
She got paid. She got paid for something to make that happen. That is my opinion.
Well, she wants everything here free. We're going to give this for free. She is standing, well, she's behind that whole mayor thing, Mamdani. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I've had enough. Gator, I've told you in the past, I'm at like the end of my rope. I'm tired. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of hearing everybody's fucking bullshit, to be honest. They all are nothing more than talking heads. They talk, and the Republicans do the same thing. They talk a good talk. They never follow through with anything. Here we are. We know all this information about all this scheming and all these illegal things the Democrats have done. Not one person has been held accountable.
No.
Not one.
And the two that they were getting kind of, we were told they were getting close on, miraculously got the charges dropped or dismissed or whatever.
Yeah, by a corrupt judge.
Yeah,
But that's
did they
what I'm
ever
saying.
say what the judge's name was? Do we even know who the judge
remember
was?
her name. I don't. I know I believe it's a woman, but I do not remember her name.
Well, here comes Bruno. He's coming in hot. I bet he's got the
Bruno's
name.
got the facts.
Yeah, he's got it's Clinton. It was a Clinton judge.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that was the one that dismissed both James and Comey.
Surprise, surprise. Got them both, did he?
Shocker.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I'm quite sure that they're, this bullshit they played, and it's all political. It is.
No.
Political.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, it's political. And, that's why I don't think a heck of a lot of stuff that, even though they've done a lot of BS stuff, like you said a little bit earlier, Gator, I don't see where a lot of the stuff that these people that commit all these crimes is going to get anywhere. Because you got these rogue judges going in there and stepping in the way and going beyond their, work that they're supposed to do.
And of course, nobody's going after those corrupt judges.
Yeah.
But
No.
this is what I'm talking about. I'm tired of it all. I really the fuck am. I'm just going to call it the way I see it. I'm tired of it all. It's all bullshit. It's all, they talk and nothing is ever taken care of and nothing is ever done. And it's an endless circle of corruption. And we're just going to keep going down the same road.
Instead of saying United States, welcome to the corrupt states of America.
Well, we pretty much are.
Yeah.
Because those of us that want to do something about it are not in, there's not enough of us by number to do anything against, like I said, you heard me say it. I'll say it again, and I guess I'm gonna have to stand by my word and call them a cult. They're a cult now. I mean, if you look at it, they're acting just like one.
But both sides is what I'm
Both
getting
sides.
at.
Oh yeah, absolutely, both sides. But I hate to have to fucking face the fact that they were right. That in some points they were right about those particular portions of the MAGA movement, because they're acting like a bunch of little fucking cultists, and they have forgotten what the actual letters stand for. To them, it's just MAGA, MAGA. They don't actually give a fuck what those letters stand for. It's just a logo to them now. Those, you have to remember, those fucking letters stand for something. Make America, this country, our country, great again. Which is what we're trying to do.
Well, we're trying to do that, but
we're trying to do that. Y'all are standing in the way. Those of us that, that goes hand in glove with America first. In order to make America great again, you have to put America first. I didn't say America only. I just said put America first in your thinking. If you put America first in your thinking and in your policies and shit like that, that's how you make America great again. Now, we do have to deal with some other countries because, we have claimed them as territories, so we have an obligation to protect them, honor our commitments to them. There's other countries out there that are large countries that, yes, we have to deal with them as well. Don't mean we have to give them fucking money. Half of our GDP, we don't have to do that shit. But we have to trade with them. We have to deal with them. If they tariff us, we tariff them fucking back. That's kind of how that shit works. If you want to get the bully to go away, you stand up to the fucking bully. It's in the mouth. you give him a double tap. Pap, pap. Give him a 2-piece. Throw hands. That's how you stand the bully down. You stand up to him.
Usually.
Otherwise, you're just going to be a little fussy and get your ass beat by the bully every fucking day, and he's going to take your damn lunch money. So you don't pay him off. You don't let him take your lunch money. You stand up to him. Motherfucker tears you 15%. You tariff him back 20. Say, okay, motherfucker, let's just do the damn thing. What's up? And that goes for all of them. You have to deal with him. Now, I got no problem with that. Because in a way, you're still putting America first because you're standing up to the piece of shit. You're like, okay, I'm putting my country first. You're not going to fuck with me. I'm protecting my people. So don't come at me.
The only time they really give a crap or would even consider listening to us is when they're up for re-election. Other than that,
Exactly.
they have absolutely no fucking use for us. And once they're elected, they could give a flying fuck what their promises were. It's like, yeah, I promise. So what? See you next. See you in whatever, whether it's 2 years, 4 years, 6 years.
See, I don't know why they structured. Right. I don't know why they structured the Congress the way they did. That's fucking stupid. Why did they structure the House of Representatives the way they did? A representative in the House of Representatives can't do jack shit in 2 years. Not a fucking thing. They get elected November. Then they get elected in November. Like a month and a half later, they're sworn into office 3rd of January. Okay. But that's fine. They go right to work. They're there for 2 years. They work the first year to try to accomplish the bullshit they promised. But not long after that, they go right into re-election mode. So the last half of their time up there is getting reelected. They're not doing shit as far as legislation and getting anything accomplished for the district or for the country. They're trying to get reelected. So there's nothing going on in Congress as far as the House. So that's fucking pointless. And I wouldn't be, against making a congressional tour up there 4 years. Let them go 4 years and get something done. Give them time to get something done. Not get up there in a rush and try to get as much shit as they can of their own fucking agenda, done in 6 to 8 months before they have to think about trying to get reelected real quick to finish their agenda, because they're always rushing to do this, and they can't fucking focus on anything because they're running around like a fucking chicken with its head cut off. So they can't focus on shit. Not to mention how many damn trips they're trying to make to Israel to kiss this fucking wall and then come back. Why? You don't have no reason to be overseas. You have no fucking reason to be across the pond in any country. For what? You don't represent them. You represent a little small district in Iowa. Then keep your ass either there or in D.C. representing that little district in Iowa. It's very simple.
Well, I'm just, like I said, I don't see anything. Trump is in office. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. He's not getting, I'm not going to say he's not getting anything done. That's not where I was going with it, because he is trying his hardest to get some stuff done for the American people. But he's being stopped in every which way possible. The same thing goes with holding anybody accountable. Anything that they're trying to do, they're being stopped in every which way possible. So it's like I said, an endless, vicious cycle of nothing. We're always fighting for something and getting nowhere. At least that's the way I see it.
Right. And I agree with you. And like I was saying, when they come up there, they really have no time to do anything.
Right.
And that's where you get that endless cycle, that endless vicious cycle, like you said, of them doing nothing because they start something, and before they have any chance of even getting it pushed anywhere or a chance to finish it, they've got to turn right around and start their reelection campaign. Because you figure it takes a while to get a bill, you know, unless you've already got them written up. And a good congressperson will have some legislation in their pocket or in their briefcase that they've been planning to bring in support of their district, because that's why you run anyway. You have a platform when you run, so you better have that legislation already drawn up, or at least a draft of it, a skeletal form of it, to just add some meat to it when you get there. Maybe grab some other ideas when you get there, and then boom, you're ready to go. That's why you have a fucking platform to run on, right?
Yep.
And then you got it all ready to boom go. And if you don't, then you should have never ran, because then you're getting there and you're going, all right, let me adjust my pencil holder here. You're wasting time. You're just fucking wasting time when you get there. If you're not ready to go to work the day you sit at your desk, and you're just wasting time. But it still takes time for that shit to go through all the motions. And, you know, we've seen it. If you watch CNN, not CNN, but C-SPAN or whatever, and you've seen how all that shit takes time, because they got a motion this and a point of order. All that bullshit
Right.
takes for fucking ever. So by the time it gets to all of that, you know, their first year is done. And after their first year, you know, first year and a quarter, they're scrambling to get reelected and start taking donations for the reelection and all that shit. So their second year of their two is focused. I mean, they're focused on getting reelected so they can finish what they started in their first year. And obviously, if they don't get reelected, that shit they started in their first year gets forgotten. Nobody else is going to pick up their shit unless they had a co-sponsor that's going to pick it up for them. And then that's where you get that vicious cycle of nothing getting done, like you just talked about.
Right. Well, speaking of having to get reelected and all that and getting their donations, why are so many donations coming in from outside of that particular district? That's another thing I have a problem with. Like here,
Yes.
the mayor's election that just passed. Do you have any idea how much outside money went to that man from California, from overseas? And that's not even supposed to be allowed, but yet
Correct.
this guy did it. But whatever. What the frick do I know? I'm just a Brooklyn woman that knows shit. But he took that money, and you know, there was all this talk. Oh, well, he took this, he took that. He's not supposed to. Did you see anything happen to him? No, you did not.
No.
I'm Gator. I'm just freaking. I'm tired of seeing all this bullshit, and I could scream it to the top of my lungs. And really, the only thing I'm doing is aggravating myself, because
You're right.
nothing gets done. Nothing. Nobody's held accountable. Everybody seems to be running amok and doing whatever the fuck they want. And we're the idiots that just keep working our asses off, getting taxed up the ass, and we're no better off.
And you're right. And let people with common sense and critical thinking skills, like you and I and our producer backstage, you know, actually step up and explain things in a critical manner and be able to, you know, formulate it in a way that people will go, Well, I'll be damned. That makes sense.
Why should money from, and I'm not trying to pick on California, it could be any freaking state, but why should people in California have any say on an election that goes on here in New York? And vice versa.
Especially for the
for that
mayor.
matter. I'm
Especially
sorry.
for a mayor. Especially for a mayor in a city. Doesn't matter what city.
Right.
You know,
And I'm saying it would be the same thing, vice versa. If New York money goes to a mayor for California, that should not be allowed. It's not your goddamn concern. Local elections, whatever it is, certain districts, that money should be looked at. None of all this money I mean, some of these Congress people, millions of dollars are spent to win a seat. And that money's coming from all over the place. Should it be? Why is this being allowed? Why, Gator?
I don't know. In the last election cycle, that our organization, which you are a very upstanding member of, Patriots United, and our members or our candidates that were endorsed, we got hammered with dark money, and all of our candidates actually got just destroyed. And I know
Why is that being allowed?
I don't know. One of our candidates had 14 million thrown at her just so the Democrat candidate would retain that seat. 14 million thrown at somebody that barely had 200,000 in their campaign coffers.
And
Why?
that is a problem. Why? And then they want to talk about the Italian mafia. Come on, please. These guys are freaking more corrupt than the Italian mafia ever freaking was. I'm tired. I'm tired.
And what it is, and you can't ever tell where it's coming from because the DNC collects it all in one giant fucking chest.
Do. Of course.
So there's like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in this one fucking treasure chest that the DNC has control of. So they just wait and they see, oh, well, we can't lose that seat. So let's throw a wad there. So the Republican has no fucking chance. So once the Republican Republican threat either bows out or just crumbles, then they pull the money back, and then they go, okay, where do we need to throw it this time? All right, there, right there. So they throw it there. I mean, no, it shouldn't be able to happen, but I tell you what, these motherfuckers have got it down to a science, which is how they keep winning fucking elections. And Republicans ain't got a damn clue what to do.
Is it that they don't have a damn clue, or is it that they don't give a damn and they're only in it for their own purpose? And that's why I say what I say.
That one's possible too.
Fucking guilty.
That one's possible too. They might not just give a fuck, and it's all a uniparty, so they might just be in it for their own selves and saying, "Hey, you just do whatever you want to do, just don't fuck with me."
I'm pretty convinced that that's the way it works at this point. I really am.
Just don't fuck with me. Hit that newbie over there. That I don't give a fuck about that newbie. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can have that seat. I don't give a shit. Oh, you're going to be the majority this time? That's fine. Just don't fuck with me. Because we'll end up with a real close. We'll end up with a real close minority situation anyway. So it's not going to matter. It'll be status. It'll be status quo. It'll just be, a different speaker. That's all. And it'll go 5. It'll just swing the 5 from us to you. No different. We can just still play the same fucking game, except it'll be a D instead of an R. No big deal.
Exactly.
We know the rules. It'll just switch to your side this time. It's like playing a very, very fucking slow game of tennis. Just like Pong. Remember Pong when it first came out and how slow that motherfucker was? It'll be like, tink. And then they hit it back, tink. That's all it is. That's all the government is a very fucking slow game of Pong.
Well, and that's why I say what I say. Until we the people insist that things be done different, it's going to continue. It just is. There's no way around it at this point. There really isn't. I have lost all kind of hope in anything. That, you know what, at this point, I'm just going to look out for me, my kids, and that's it. Fuck everything. Fuck it all.
I mean, there's only, I've said it, and, you know, at this point, the shit that's been said and spread over this platform, I can say whatever the fuck I want to, is how I feel about it. When you've got 6 or 8 Democrats, one of them ex-military, that's going to stand up and say what he said to military personnel about, remember, you don't have to follow an illegal order and all that bullshit. That shit is straight up sedition.
Right.
Straight up. There's no doubt about it. There's actually a military rule, and I think there's actually a congressional law that says you can't say that shit. It actually says it. You can't say that shit. That's sedition. And them fuckers did it anyway. And they're not going to do anything to them.
What's going to happen to them, Gator? Please explain to me.
Nothing. Not a fucking thing.
Ding, ding, ding. That's my point. That's my
point. And all they're doing now is the Trump administration and the Secretary of War, now that they want to call it, which is bullshit. I mean, that's what it used to be called, yes. They're using all these fancy names and changing it just to make themselves look better. It's all a fucking fart in the wind. It doesn't mean anything. It just gets everybody's attention with its smell. And they're all fucking blustering and putting their chest out. We're going to find them. We're going to investigate them. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fine. Okay. You can talk all that shit. We've listened to you talk shit for 11 months now.
Yes, exactly.
And yes, you had a lot of accomplishments, so you say, in the first half of your administration. I'm going to actually have to go back and figure out what those were, because honestly, I'm having a little trouble remembering what they were. First one that comes to mind is renaming the Gulf. Okay. Big fucking deal.
That ain't changing lives for Americans, that's for sure.
But I'm really trying to remember some of them. And I'm going to actually have to, look at exactly what was done, because the economy is still shit. Interest rate is still shit. I haven't seen the gas prices go down. Not in my area. They might have went down somewhat where it is a little bit noticeable, but they're not down the way they were in his first term. His first term, they were on fucking point. None of this shit.
But Gator, why do you think that is? Because every little thing that he tries to do, they take him to court. They're suing him.
Yeah. Now it's not all his fault. They take him to court.
Exactly. And that's why I say what I say. It's just we're in. You know when a dog chases its tail. You ever see a dog chase its tail? It just goes in a circle and a circle and a circle that goes the other way.
Oh yeah. I got one that does that. I actually have a dog that does that.
You know what, Gator? I hate to say it. We're the dogs chasing our freaking own tails. That's what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm. Because we keep electing these stupid motherfuckers either to stay there, or we elect dumber motherfuckers to replace them. So you're right. But here's what I see. And the reason I brought up them motherfuckers saying that shit, is because I'm going to say my shit again. Now, people can call me whatever the fuck they want because I really don't care. But there is one surefire way of fixing this problem. And I've been told, well, you can't just rip the Band-Aid off and start over. Everything will collapse. Well, you know what? Maybe it fucking should. Maybe it fucking should. You sit there and you just, like you said, you just fucking stop. Quit. Just quit society. Just fucking quit. You can call it a bulletless revolution if you want. I don't want nobody to die. I've seen enough of that. I don't want nobody to die. But I'm tired of this government. All of it. All the way up to the top. All the way up to Trump himself. Even though he is my president and he still has my full support. And for the moment. But it's time for this government to die. And I don't mean literally. I don't want nobody to get killed. I don't want nobody to die. But the whole system needs to die. It needs to die a very quick and painful death. It just needs to go away.
We need
burn that son of a bitch to the ground.
You know, when you have to reset your phone or reset your computer, that's what we need. We need to reset the whole goddamn thing.
You're exactly right. Everybody was worried about, the great reset. No, we need to reset this motherfucker. Just go in there, find a fucking button, a big red button that doesn't say nuclear launch on it, and find the one that says reset and just start pounding on that son of a bitch until it resets everything. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figure since you got onto the reset, why don't we just get a hold of Hillary Clinton like she did and use the red button in Russia to do a reset with Russia, remember?
Actually, no.
I do. Funny as hell. But she was doing a reset with Russia and had the red button switch and doing a reset. So,
I mean, yeah, we should be, we should be allies with Russia right now.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, they've never, I mean, except for being accused of being a threat by the deep dark state. After World War II, when they were a fucking ally, and of course we went through the Cold War and shit. And I mean, if you want to put it that way, they lost. I don't think the Cold War was a winner or a loser thing. I think it was a mutually good thing that was good for the whole planet. And, it was done, except for, what the propaganda that came out of that and all that bullshit. But overall, they haven't done anything to us.
Nope.
They've been made the fucking big bad red wolf forever. For what reason, I don't know. I mean, they were in the last war or police action or conflict that we were engaged in, that they were also engaged in. Did we fight them? I don't remember. I mean, have we ever been enemies? I mean, I could be wrong. Just make sure. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not wrong.
During the Cold War, they were enemies per se, but of course, like back then, propaganda and all that kind of stuff, we get fed a bunch of bullshit lies and are told to believe it. And they told us when we were younger, practice these nuclear drills to get under the desk and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Remember?
I remember those. That's back during the Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and all that shit was just fucking bullshit. That was all propaganda.
Yeah.
Even though we were not supposed to be propagandized until 2012. But they were still doing it anyway. So this old modernization act of the Smith month didn't matter. They were still doing the shit to us any fucking way.
All that CIA
all that fucking you know, all that bullshit that's on paper didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
PSYOPs. CIA
yes,
PSYOPs.
it's all the CIA anyway. That whole damn agency needs to be disbanded, shut down, and burnt to the ground, never again to see the light of day.
Agreed.
But
agreed.
You know, like me and Silver will talk about, that the whole government needs to be shut down, like they had it shut down. Nobody even fucking noticed.
Right.
Except for the clear skies, nobody noticed. Nobody cared.
Yep.
The only thing that we even noticed that they were even around was the fact that they kept coming on X and TikTok videos bitching about it. Mm-hmm. We didn't give a fuck. Stay shut down. Did not care.
You know, Secretary McMahon, the education department, he goes, we're going to totally shut it down. She says we were closed for 30 days and everything went through smoothly. She says we don't need the government in this shit. she says
nobody does.
It's going to go back to the states.
I mean, we didn't have a lot of government involvement when Washington was running the damn government, or when it was Washington's administration and they had the government then.
Right.
And we didn't have no trouble with the economy and all of that shit up until 1913, and the fucking Federal Reserve Act that fucked everything up. Now we're 38, I think, trillion in debt, and we're just paying people with fucking paper that's backed up with just numbers on a fucking screen that mean nothing. It's just numbers on a screen.
Yep.
And you know, those numbers can be deleted, and then you don't have nothing. You have no hard equity, nothing. You don't own anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because somebody somewhere decided that this element, AU, and that the element, or is it AG for gold? AG.
AG, yep.
AG. So somebody just decided that element was worth money or was worth something.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to base our our economy on. Mm-hmm. On a piece of metal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It could have been, you know, copper, or iron, anything. You know. So who was the motherfucker that decided it was gold?
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Somebody along the line decided, hey, let's just base our shit on that rock right there. It looks kind of shiny. Let's base it on that one.
They probably would have done better on the
There's only so much of that shit around.
Yeah, that's what I said. They could have done better with the ports, because I think there's still a lot more of that around than there is.
Right. Say, why don't we base it on wood? There's a lot more of that than there is gold.
That's right.
And I said, well, that's why we based it on gold, because it's rare. Well, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, the thing is, wood is destructive. You can destroy it. Gold, you can't destroy it as easy. But
you can destroy it. Fire will destroy just about anything if you get it hot enough.
I know. Yeah. It'll definitely soften it up some more.
Right.
Let's go with the rocks. I like the rock idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's all gold is. It's just a shiny ass rock.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get right down to it, that's all it is a fucking rock.
Yeah.
And somebody decided, hey, let's use that for our money.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the damn thing. And ever since, it's been worth shit. Now it's almost worth $2,000 a fucking ounce.
You know, we could
Well, why don't we
technically.
just base our finances on cocaine then?
No, that's. Well, how about the?
I mean, ain't that shit worth about $2,000 an ounce now too?
Probably.
It's almost worth more than It's almost worth more than fucking gold.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, why not?
Market, on the black market, it's worth a hell of a lot.
There you go. Oh, we can blame it on, or we can fucking, we can base it on black tar heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever made the choice on gold, that motherfucker's dead now. We can change it to whatever we want.
Yeah.
He won't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit is just stupid.
I agree.
This whole damn. That's what I'm saying. And me and you agree, Silver. The whole system.
Yeah.
Bingo. The whole system. Burn that son of a bitch to the ground, and let's just start over.
Yeah, it's like Gator. I'm at that point. I really am.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm a lifelong New Yorker. There are days I will, like, I wanted to go get my manicure done Sunday, and I am beside myself as to I don't understand where the fuck I live anymore. How can I live somewhere my whole life and don't recognize where the fuck I am? How is this possible? Someone please explain it to me. I am tired. I feel like I've been fighting an uphill battle for a long time. And yes, can we up and move? Yeah, it's going to be a lot on me and my family. Separation wise, there's a few other things that is difficult for me to leave behind.
Yes, ma'am, I do know.
And I'm angry. I'm fucking pissed. I've had enough. And I feel like no matter what we do, we can't seem to fix it. So where do we go from here? And you know what? Yes, right now it's my state, it's my city. But who's to say it's not coming for you, Gator? Who's to say it's not coming for Bruno? Who's to say it's not coming for anybody in our little chat room right there? It's got to stop. And until we stop it, it will continue. Like, we're all worked up about New York being the mayor is now, I mean, for the love of God, he's as close to a jihadi. Let me not even keep going as we could get. I'll leave it at that. But do you know there was like something like 48, 49 other seats in all different levels that were taken by Muslims? I am tired of fucking seeing this. I am tired. It's not right now. Like I said, New York is fucked. No doubt about it. New York City is fucked.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But don't think for one goddamn second that fuck ain't coming for you. Because it is.
That's true. That's true. Now, as far as Dearborn goes, now that was a big deal when we were posting that live stream. And Anthony is a longtime friend.
Yeah.
And they trusted a candidate for Michigan governor. Now he did go down there to Dearborn to see for himself what exactly is going on, at which, as a candidate for governor and hopefully future governor, that's that's part of his job. That's what he's supposed to
Of
do.
course.
Go see what he's going to be dealing with. So, you know, I've trusted him since 2020, and I trust what he found down there. He has no reason to lie to people. And if he says that stuff is not that, you know, if he says the stuff that we're seeing out there on social media and out there in the media is not really going on, I have a tendency to believe what he's saying. If he's gonna ride that, if that's a hill he's gonna still stand on after all the heat that he's taking right now, I
understand what you're saying, because I do find him to be a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say in regards to that is because it was very well publicized. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, because it was very well publicized.
Right.
It could have been very easily tucked away behind
Closed doors.
It could be tucked away in the closet. You know, the bullshit kicked under the bed, and you know, I agree with you, and again, kept out of his sight.
I am sure. I'm a firm believer in there's good and bad in all kinds, and I really don't. And that includes my own people. Okay, Italians. There are plenty of good and bad in every race, nationality, you name it. You got the good, you got the bad. That's just the way it is.
Yes, right. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. Now,
but when you have people coming in and wanting to win elections for the sole purpose of, you know, when you have elected officials that stand there and talk about how they're doing what they're doing for the Somalian people, for Somalia. I have a fucking problem with that, Gator.
Exactly. Yes,
I have a problem with that. Okay?
I do as well.
I am first generation American. I was blessed, and I say that wholeheartedly, Gator.
Blessed, yes, ma'am, and I agree.
I've been born here, blessed. But don't think for 1 second that I would ever turn around and say, if we were at war with, I know it's not going to happen, but if we were at war with Italy, you think I'm going to stand with Italy or I'm going to stand for America? I'm standing for America.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yes, ma'am. I fully understand. I fully agree. As far as them Somalis go, don't trust them. And actually, the Muslims in Dearborn, I understand to a point where Anthony is kind of coming from, because he keeps turning to the First Amendment and saying that the Constitution says that, you know, as a governor, it is his responsibility to protect all people.
Of course.
You know, and if they have sworn an allegiance to America, then they fall under that all people. If they are not, then they got to go. I get that. But there's some other people that were out there that did some interviewing, you know, and one of them is a young kid that actually won the Independent Journalist of the Year, I think last year. I can't remember his name right off the top, but he was interviewing one of them and asked him if, you know, if we went to war with Iraq, where he would stand, and that guy without hesitation said he would stand with Iraq. I'm like, no, it's just like what you said just then. What you just said, that shit ain't flying. That shit ain't flying. And the guy asked him, he says, even if you're an American citizen, he says, yes, I'm gonna stand with Iraq. Nope. Peace out, Billy. You got to go. I don't give a fuck if you are a card toting American citizen, you just lost your fucking citizenship right there. You got to go.
Exactly.
And I hope Anthony finds these people that are like that, stops what he's talking about, and comes down to earth and realizes, oops, I might have made a little bit of an error in what I was saying, and I might need to go ahead and throttle back a little bit because I'm getting a little over my skis here with these statements, and realize, maybe I should back off just a touch. That's what I'm getting at. There's nothing wrong with his point of view on it, but the more you talk about it, the more you lean into it, the more of a Muslim supporter you are projecting to be. You know what I'm saying? I know he's trying to support the Constitution, but the further he goes with it, the more of a Muslim supporter he's projecting, I think.
It doesn't, you pick any culture you want. I don't care. You want Italian, Irish, whatever it is.
Right.
If you are, or even if you came here as a legal immigrant and you became a citizen, your loyalty now should be to this country, not the country you left because of whatever freaking reasons, because they all leave for a reason.
Right.
They don't want to come here because their country is all that great, I would assume.
Right.
So if you did all that and you legally immigrated here to this country and became an American citizen, you should now be loyal to this country. Your children that were born in this country should be loyal to this country.
I agree. Yes, ma'am.
My mother will always say to me, "Oh, but you're an Italian American." And I tell her all the time, "No, Ma, I'm American. I was born here. I was raised here. I know no other life but this life. I'm American. I'm an American." And that's the way I feel.
Yeah, because, if you get right down to it, back in the Ellis Island days and shit, you could probably say there's damn near a goodly portion of the folks that are currently living here, Americans, that are immigrants in their own right. Exactly. And could probably trace their family tree, and it would go right to Ellis Island. And they could probably find their kinfolk on that, in them books of Ellis Island. Because them fucking 3 boats that landed at Plymouth Rock didn't hold that many motherfuckers. Right. And there was a few more boats that came over, but there wasn't that many that were actually, here and colonized. That maybe 50,000, 100,000. I mean, it wasn't too awful many.
And there's nothing wrong with keeping some of your culture from whatever culture you came from. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not talking about that. I'm really not. We all have our own little whatevers that we do culturally, wherever you came from. That should have nothing to do with your loyalty to the country, whether you immigrated here and became a citizen here and you were born here. Your loyalty should be here, not anywhere else. And
that's right.
I truly feel that way.
That's right. There should be no hyphens in anything. You shouldn't be. There should be no Italian American, German American, African American, American. There should be no hyphens. You're an American, motherfucker. Exactly. Be happy to be here.
Exactly.
If you got a hyphen in your fucking name, then you need to go ahead and take whatever you hyphenated American, then you go ahead and go back to that fucking place that you hyphenated in and pack your shit and go back there.
Right. And
If
you know
you-
what? I often say it. You know what? I am an American of Italian descent.
There's
That's what I
nothing
am.
wrong with that.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I am. We have
I'm pretty sure there's a whole shitload of German in my family. I'm almost positive of it because I got told about that by my on my daddy's side. That, as a matter of fact, I think their names are in the damn books on Ellis Island.
You
I'm
can
pretty sure.
easily look that up, Gator.
As a matter of fact, I think that's where I saw it. Actually, I think it was my grandma, and I think my daddy was here already. Now I don't know where in the hell he came from to get here, but it doesn't matter. That's why I'm fucking crazy, because I'm just a mix. Who was somebody said a mixed bag of nuts? I think it was Meg. Yeah, she agreed with you. We're all a mixed bag. We're all mixed nuts. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
She is right.
So,
I'm just saying the loyalty part. I don't, you know, I know the video you're talking about. They were young kids, and they were like, what? I would say maybe in their 20s. The kid that was asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he about that age? Would you guess? Why would a kid that was born and raised here answer that question that way? There's something wrong right there. You would have asked me that question when I was 20. I would have said, not what he said, but I would have said America. So there's something wrong somewhere. At least that's my opinion.
My computer's going crazy. It's muting me. It's going into a mutiny and it's muting me. Son of a bitch.
It doesn't like you.
Nothing likes me. Nobody likes me. I like it just that way. But it looks like Bruno has. Don't. It looks like Bruno has a video for us to partake in. What you got down there for us there, Mr. Producer Man?
It's called Duke America.
Oh, I remember this one, actually. I have notes about this to look up because I wanted to learn more about that.
Let's play it.
That incident that he mentioned.
Administration, Israeli officials considered nuking the United States if we stopped supplying them with weapons for Gaza. I think I'm exactly.
Oops. Get back to 0 and go.
Officials considered nuking the United States if we stopped supplying them with weapons for Gaza. Think I'm exaggerating? No. Take a listen to this interview from last month.
I was told by certain people in the government, look, we didn't have choice because we were being threatened with a complete cutoff of arms. So I listened to this, and the individual telling me this said, you don't believe this? Or what? I said, oh, I believe that the Biden administration, as I called it, did threaten us. But I said, you're mistaken if you think there's never a choice. There was a choice. He said, well, what? Is it to have our weapons cut off? I said, no, let me bring you back to October 1973 during the Yom Kippur War when Henry Kissinger instituted an arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions from us. And what happened? What happened was an A-4 Skyhawk was parked at Tel Nof Air Base with some interesting weapons under its wings. And we told the Americans, take your eye in the sky and take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway. And the next day, the airlift started. So the guy that I was talking
Which airlift?
to Israel,
Uh-huh.
the arms air.
So in other words, we threatened their,
We threatened to use unconventional weapons. I'll leave it at that. And so he said, is this what you want us to threaten now? I said, absolutely. Except this time I want us to go forward with it if necessary. If they think we're bluffing, we go forward with it. Look,
wait, some people might look at this and hear you saying these things and say, he's a dangerous dude. You know, he could, you know, blow up the entire Middle East.
That was Jonathan Pollard. He's an Israeli spy that spent 30 years in U.S. prison for sending U.S. intelligence to Israel. It's been discovered today that Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, met with him in July. Apparently, Mike Huckabee had it off his official schedule, and U.S. officials didn't know. Apparently, the CIA station chief in Israel had no idea Mike Huckabee was having this meeting as well. Apparently, the CIA station chief in Israel was alarmed and had no idea about this meeting as well. So that's what's really going on behind the scenes if you're wondering the truth of the relationship between the United States and Israel.
Well, how about that?
That was quite interesting.
Yeah, how about that shit? So, sounds like we're being held hostage, doesn't it? You're going to pay us or we're going to just blow your asses up.
That's the first time I ever seen or heard of that. That is a little interesting.
Yeah, and we've all, I don't know if all of us have ever heard of that gentleman, but Jonathan Pollard was held in our prisons for 30 years for acquiring our nuclear plans and our nuclear documents and giving them to Israel. And when he did so, Israel in turn sold them to Russia.
Huh.
And that's why he did 30 years in our prisons, which also is quite documented and quite look upable. So yes, you can also look that up for all of you that do not believe in the Israeli influence on the American way of life. You can look that up too. So again, like I say, we're not going to just haphazardly and arbitrarily just throw shit up there if it's not true. So yeah, you can look that up and go find the documents and read them for yourself. So in case you wanted to go look that up about what he's talking about or what he's referencing, that was the Yom Kippur War that was in October of 1973 when Henry Kissinger set up an arms embargo, basically told Israel, fuck you, we're not sending you any more weapons. So they flew over an A-4 Skyhawk, landed on the Air Force Base runway there because, you know, they're our best ally. So it was nothing for them to, you know, land one of their planes on our Air Force Base. They're our best ally. And then they got a call and said, hey, you need to lift that embargo. They were like, why would we do that? We're not selling you any more arms to do whatever war you're in, that Yom Kippur War. That's your business. And that's when the threat came down. Said, hey, see that different looking armament? Use your little satellites up there. Take a look. See what's under there. Yeah, we're going to use that on you. Unless you and start sending us our weapons back. So he was using that as an example in what he was explaining that he was being told. And he was being told, yeah, this time, if they fuck around with you, go further. Do it. Don't just threaten it. Do it. That's what that whole video just said. And I'm sure after this Scamdoni video that Mr. Bruno's got brought up, I'm sure he wouldn't mind playing you that clip again so you can hear it one more again just to get it clear in your head. Matter of fact, I think we might do that anyway. But we want to hear what old Scamdoni had to say about his little trip to see Teflon Don. So without any further ado, Mr. Producer Man, if you got her ready, I'll catch you on the outside here.
I shared with the president directly that yes, we did speak about immigration, and I shared with the president directly that New Yorkers, we want to follow the laws of our city. And the laws of our city say that in our sanctuary city policies that city government can be in touch with the federal government on around 170 serious crimes. The concern comes from beyond those crimes. The many New Yorkers who at this moment are being arrested, they're being detained, they're being deported for the crime of showing up to a regular court appearance at 26 Federal Plaza, for the crime of simply being present in New York City, and how my focus as the next mayor of the city is going to be to protect immigrants who call this city their home and to deliver public safety to each and every New Yorker who lives across these 5 boroughs.
Yeah, well, the president was asked about those types of harassment, people getting arrested inside courtrooms. He said that ICE has not gone far enough. So does he agree with you on those 170 crimes and that maybe people should not be getting up in that way?
I'll let the president speak for himself, but I did make very clear that our focus comes back to public safety, delivering for each and every New Yorker, and knowing that there may be disagreements between the president and myself, and they will continue to be, and I will always make the case for each and every person that calls the city home.
Yeah, right here.
Well, how about that? Well, how about you there, Mr. Big Balls Dommy? You actually did roll up into old Teflon Don's house and told him that? Yeah, okay. I'm sure you did. Wonder how that really went. I can picture it now, Silverbell. Him rolling up in there. Hey, brother, we're a sanctuary city. You're going to respect that. That just gives me a giggle thinking about that.
First of all, everything you're saying is such a load of shit. Okay, it really is. It's a load of shit. If they are here, I don't care if they're here. I don't care if they're being law-abiding citizens or not. The simple fact that you came here illegally, we're forgetting what the word means. Illegal, against the law. Is it not, or am I retarded?
No, ma'am, you're far from retarded.
There's something, that's it. You're here illegally. You get caught. You're getting deported. Bye-bye. Bye. You should have self-deported. They gave them ample time to self-deport. They were willing to give them $1,000 in cash and a flight to wherever the hell they wanted to go. Well, they should have taken them up on it. So now if you get caught and you're here illegally, too bad, so sad. Here's a freaking tissue.
That's right. Matter of fact, they'll give them a whole box. Why don't we go ahead and continue to be nice and just give them a whole box of tissues?
No problem. I will give them a whole freaking box. No problem.
But, you know, we'd hate to break up the niceness now.
In the meantime, they're eating up every resource because no matter what they say that, oh, well, illegals are not getting, bullshit. 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 Just what it says. That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
It is.
They're getting,
Yes, ma'am.
they're getting welfare. They're getting whatever it is. What is it called? SNAP, food stamps, whatever the hell it is.
Yes, ma'am.
They're
Snap.
getting that. They're still being housed in hotels, 3-star, 4-star hotels. They're getting dry cleaning service. How about you boot them out and put in some of the homeless veterans into that and pay for them to be in a hotel with laundry service and food and meal plans? How about we do that?
I agree.
You know, the men and women that fought for this country, for his dumb ass to be standing there saying what he's saying.
Yes.
I wish you wouldn't have played that video because now my blood pressure's up.
Well, I didn't want to bring your blood pressure up.
No.
But I did want to bring attention to the fact that he is fucking up your city. And I wanted everybody else to be aware of the shit that he is doing and how proud he thinks he is. Well, he is proud. No, it's not that he thinks he's proud. He is very proud. But he's out there lying about the shit he thinks he is, that he thinks he is going to implement, and talking shit about, oh yeah, this is what me and the president had to say. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you want us out here to actually believe that shit, you will have to, no, I'm sorry. Even the Democrats ain't going to believe that shit you're trying to sell. They know better. They've actually sat down with our president and gotten their asses handed to them. You think your little tiny ass is going to go up there and say, no, oh, sir.
I
No,
guarantee
sir.
you his ass was probably handed to him. And
I'm pretty sure it was.
my whole thought process on, you know, Trump did come out and was sitting there with him standing there and congratulated him and said a few nice things in regards to him winning. But knowing my thought process with Trump, knowing Trump, is probably thinking to himself, let them eat their own, so to speak, because here, especially in New York, certain parts of New York, like Manhattan, anything to do with Trump and how much they hate him, just the simple fact that he was civil and they were civil with each other probably irritated the shit out of a lot of people in Manhattan. And I bet you Trump did that on purpose.
Yeah. I was wondering if you heard anything about how the people in New York City reacted to old Titties James getting her case dismissed.
Oh, who knows? They probably, in Manhattan, they probably jumped for joy because they were, whatever.
Well, that's true. That is Manhattan, after all.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I want to make sure we got that Nuke America video to be played one more time. And I wanted it to be played one more time. So everybody out there, I'm building you up for it now so you can pay attention, listen to it one more time so you can hear correctly what this man is saying about what Israel. Okay, I ain't pulling no punches this time. He is talking about Israel and the bullshit that they are saying about what they are going to do to the United States if they do not get their fucking way, like a fucking spoiled child. Except this spoiled child has a nuclear program that nobody is supposed to know about because they have not let anybody look at their program. They have not signed any paperwork declaring that they even have a program. They have not agreed to any oversight of their program, like every other person, or I'm sorry, not person, but every other country that has a program has agreed to. So they're the only ones that think they're that fucking special But I wanted to make sure that you understood what this Israeli spy is saying, that he received orders from the Israeli government. So, okay, so you all know. Make sure you understand it while we play it one more time for you to completely absorb what is being said. Okay, you flip it out there, Mr. Producer. I'll grab it and wait for it to set up out here.
Administration, Israeli officials considered nuking the United States if we stopped supplying them with weapons for Gaza. Administration, Israeli officials considered nuking the United States if we stopped supplying them with weapons for Gaza. Think I'm exaggerating? No. Take a listen to this interview from last month.
I was told by certain people in the government, look, we didn't have choice because we were being threatened with a complete cutoff of arms. So I listened to this, and the individual telling me this said, you don't believe this? Or what? I said, oh, I believe that the Biden administration, as I called it, did threaten us. But I said, you're mistaken if you think there's never a choice. There was a choice. He said, well, what? Is it to have our weapons cut off? I said, no, let me bring you back to October 1973 during the Yom Kippur War, when Henry Kissinger instituted an arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions from us. And what happened? What happened was an A-4 Skyhawk was parked at Tel Nof Air Base with some interesting weapons under its wings. And we told the Americans, take your eye in the sky and take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway. And the next day, the airlift started. So the guy that I was talking
Which airlift?
to Israel,
Uh-huh.
the arms airlift.
So in other words, we threatened their...
We threatened to use unconventional weapons. I'll leave it at that. And so he said, is this what you want us to threaten now? I said, absolutely, except this time I want us to go forward with it if necessary. If they think we're bluffing, we go forward with it. Look,
Wait, some people might look at this and hear you saying these things and say, he's a dangerous dude. You know, he could, blow up the entire Middle East.
That was Jonathan Pollard. He's an Israeli spy that spent 30 years in U.S. prison for sending U.S. intelligence to Israel. It's been discovered today that Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, met with him in July. Apparently, Mike Huckabee had it off his official schedule, and U.S. officials didn't know. Apparently, the CIA station chief in Israel had no idea Mike Huckabee was having this meeting as well. Apparently, the CIA station chief in Israel was alarmed and had no idea about this meeting as well. So that's what's really going on behind the scenes if you're wondering the truth of the relationship between the United States and Israel.
There you go. That is it again in a nutshell. Hope everybody was paying attention this time. And at the end there, and that's also in the news, that Mike Huckabee is meeting with this gentleman that just admitted to everyone in an interview just last month what happened when we were saying that we were going to slow down our flow of arms to Israel. So there you go. That's what happened. And now Mike Huckabee is having a unscheduled, nobody knew meeting with that same man. Now, Huckabee is our ambassador to Israel. Now, if you actually, has anybody ever listened to Mike Huckabee talk or speak about his beliefs? And you do a little research, huh?
A little
Ma'am?
bit. I've heard a little bit.
Yes. If you've ever listened to him speak and of what he speaks of, and then just do just a little tip of the iceberg research on what he speaks about and how he speaks of it, he is a definition Christian Zionist. And if you even have an AI or anything, I personally don't believe in them, but I use them. But I also use them against each other to get to a solid right answer. And they would all say the same thing. Yes. You just take a little snippet of what he says and just type it in. Yep. And just ask it, is this based on Christian Zionism? And they'll all tell you the same damn thing. That's exactly what kind of people that's exactly the kind of people Trump has around him and has ensnared him and got him all fucked up. Now, I'm not going to say he's one of those kind of people, but if he don't get away from them, he could very, very easily be swayed into that kind of thinking. So we got to watch out for our president. Miss Ma'am.
I was going to say, Natalie had a good question there. Is this gentleman still, I'm assuming he's still alive?
Yes, that was it. That interview was just last month. So yes, he is very much alive, and he is very much an Israeli spy still. But they are our greatest ally, so we don't.
Right, and I'm
we
assuming
don't see him
he
as any
lives in
harm,
Israel, correct?
ma'am.
I assume he lives in Israel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is very much alive. He is very much an Israeli spy, and that was very much interviewed in Israel when that was done. Yes. So he pretty much just pulled the curtain back and said, "Hey, we just let you know this is what really happened." Because he's a spy. That's what spies do. He gains leverage, and he said, "Hey, we got leverage over you motherfuckers. We just wanted you to know that, and ain't a damn thing you can do with it." So he's just throwing it in our faces. Is what it was. Is basically what that was. It was a taunt. It was a fucking. It was basically a middle finger saying, "Yeah, fuck you. We got you by the fucking short and curlies, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it." Just like they've done before. Nobody pays attention. Nobody listens. Because Gator is just a Jew-hating piece of shit, bigot, anti-Semitite. Semitite. That's not really a word. Anti-Semite. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks of me. Just ask anybody in our organization just about nowadays. They all think the same thing. I'm not.
I don't think you are.
Thank you, sir.
I think you're just misunderstood, and people like to put things in between the lines to make it look good, bad to me. So
maybe I just put together the facts,
and we should question everything,
right? And
we really
exactly. I don't mind being questioned, and I will point it out, and I will give you the resource and say, "Here, go look for yourself." I don't mind. Not a bit.
And of course, they're going to always have their best interest at heart. Just like, but we should have our best interest at heart too. I mean,
exactly. It all comes back to that America First thing. And in order to make America first, you need to start by peeling that, how an octopus, I know it only has like 8 tentacles, but, so you figure this big monster that has a fuckload of tentacles, but it has them little suction cups on it. Them little, you need to start by peeling them little suckers off of the heads of our representatives and, letting them slither back over to that foreign country that I guess shall remain unmentioned. And once we start getting all of them suction cups off of our fucking government and our government becomes free and belongs back to the people again, maybe we won't need to burn that motherfucker to the ground. Maybe we'll get our government back and can start to right the ship, and, you know, and might have a chance to vote our way out of the bullshit that was partially created by the pressures of the outside world. I'll leave that for the imagination of whoever wants to insert whatever that pressures may have been. I know what my personal opinion of that would be. I will let the listeners choose what their personal opinions of that may be. So maybe if we get all them suction cups off of these fucking gold diggers' heads and their money gets cut off, just like when they cut off the USAID money, you know, shit started to turn around. And, you know, that well of free money dried up, and all of the Democrat bullshit kind of started slowing down. And you started seeing them just kind of fade away, and they stopped becoming this great big threat. Now they're just a little bitty pain in the ass. So, just a theory. But like that one guy I like to watch his videos, Ian, he does them very well. At the end, he says, you know, but what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist. A little hat tip to Mr. Ian there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. This is kind of interesting right there. The one that he brought up to listen to now. This one may be kind of construed as a bit controversial, but it kind of goes in line a little bit with what we were talking about. So most of the suction cups are lobbies.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. You know, AIPAC is a lobby.
Yep.
You know, now that you mention it. But let's go ahead and roll this one real quick, because
mind-boggling for them to see
it does
that
kind of get
these
into
Christian leaders and many ordinary Christians.
What I was just talking about, although it is kind of about Muslims, but it does talk about that little Israeli prick that came over, but it's a mixture. It's a mixed bag, shall we say.
Mind-boggling for them to see that these Christian leaders and many ordinary Christians in Lebanon, Syria, and Palestine support Hezbollah. What are they missing in this context?
They're missing Christianity. The only thing they're missing here is the actual Christianity. Because Christianity's home is Palestine, Syria, and Lebanon, and Galilee, and Qana, South Lebanon. This is the path of Christ. So we are the indigenous Christians of the world, and what the Zionists have been doing to the indigenous Christians of the Levant for all these decades is not different than what they've been doing to the Muslims. Their colonization and apartheid on the indigenous people doesn't have to do with religion. This is why the struggle for liberation does not have a religion, or it's not really linked to Islam or to Christianity. Shireen Abu Akleh is a Christian American Palestinian journalist. They sniped her, they assassinated her, and then in her funeral they attacked the coffin and the people who were carrying the coffin. This is how they treat the Christians of the Christians that are directly genetically linked. We are actual Semites, Kevork. The Christians of this land are the Semites of this land. So because They do not understand how Christians are because they do not want to see the Christianity of the actual Holy Land. They prefer to see the Zionist Christianity that was birthed and made in their books by their scholars in the 17th and 18th century. They renewed the whole idea of Christianity and used it to colonize us. They're lying.
That was pretty interesting too.
Yes, it was, because she made very valid points,
She
of
sure
which I have
did.
also tried to bring up. And I've even had people in this organization give me shit about that. But you can look in the Bible, and it's there. And the land of Palestine, it was not called Palestine. Palestine is actually mentioned, I think, once in the Bible. I'd have to actually go to my Bible hub, which is Bible Gateway. In case you want to know what I use, that's the one I use. It's a U-Vision Bible Gateway, BibleGateway.com. If you want to go to the website, and you can actually search. You just got to search a search bar, and they I think the word Palestine I think is mentioned like once, but as you're going through the ages, eventually, right before the makeup of the state of Israel in 1948, all through that whole time, the geographical location of that area was called, geographically, it was referred to as Palestine, not a state or anything like that. It was just called Palestine, that area geographically. And which was basically that whole area, Galilee, where Israel currently sits now, and areas around that and everything, was called Palestine. But what she's getting at, what she's saying is those indigenous people that never left, they were, back in those days, back in that day, they were Jews also. They were part of the Jews that didn't leave, and all. They were there when Christ was crucified, and all of that. They saw all that. Those generations back, they were there as well. Of course, they weren't called Palestinians because that was not a thing. Because they were all one people then, and then they had the ones that migrated away or left or whatever. But they had the indigenous that stayed. And then when everything, over time, as everything went on and on and on, then they had those ones that, I'm sure had probably, the bloodline had probably been, thinned or gone by that point, because they had been spread out all over the world as it was prophesied in the Bible. But how everything ended up when they migrated back, and then of course the shit is a toss up now because they're fighting, and we all know about all that. But it's been proven that the ones that are currently there have little to no DNA to the original chosen, as the ones that are currently there, the ones that were given the name Palestinians, do carry the DNA of the original chosen people. So you figure it from there. And that's what she's saying, is the original Christians in Christianity are the ones that she just named off. Palestinians, the Lebanese, the Syrians, the ones that stayed there, and that was the whole point of that video. That's what she's saying. What they're missing is the Christianity of Christianity. They're missing the original, the OG, which is the people that believed in Christ and the founding of Christianity and the Holy Trinity and everything that basically Judaism does not believe. Because you can look it up in any book about, and then she referenced that it's the beliefs of their books that they made in the 17th, 18th centuries. That's what their beliefs are based on, because they always upgrading and updating their books, except for the Torah, which is the first 5 books. They never will touch a New Testament. That's forbidden. That's because they don't believe in Jesus Christ. He was just a normal man. And Ben Shapiro has been on many interviews stating that he was just a normal man. Actually, he's been known to and quoted as saying he was just a normal uppity Jew that tried to revolt against the Romans and paid and got what he deserved. That was I might have paraphrased that quote, but that's pretty close to what he said. He has no belief in Jesus Christ whatsoever. And he's the Jews' poster child for over here. And he says that kind of shit.
The sad part is all those people that live in those countries as Christians, they're being slaughtered till this day.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy when you really sit back and think about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Even the ones around and in Israel,
right?
They may not be getting slaughtered, but they're being persecuted, right, and run out and all that shit.
That's quite interesting.
But they're our greatest ally. I mean, haven't you listened to haven't you listened to Mark Levin? That piece of shit. Every time he talks about our country, I've listened to interviews where he video clips of his interviews where he talks about celebrating the 4th of July. He's talking about celebrating our country. You can't celebrate, the independence of our country unless you celebrate, the Jewish and the Americans. They go together. You can't celebrate unless you rise up and celebrate both. You can't. That's our country. You can't celebrate unless you celebrate both. Do we still have that video, Bruno? Of that dumbass saying that shit? And there was another one. He's talking about what was he talking about? Something very similar to that. Oh, damn. Oh, and he's talking about Judeo-Christian values is what this country was founded on. No, it was not. And, unless you believe in Judaism and Christianity, you can't believe in the founding of this country. And he is on video quoting this shit. And you cannot tell me that is not some Zionist rattling off a bunch of shit, trying to change our American history. He's trying to rewrite our history books right in fucking front of us. Judaism had not a damn thing to do with the founding of this country. Not a single thing.
No. And
Judeo-Christian, that was a fucking phrase that didn't exist until like the 1860s or 1960s or some shit like that. And if you want to get right down to it, Judaism and Christianity are about as opposite as they can get, because Judaism does not even believe Christ was the Messiah, and Christianity is based solely on that fact. So they are like polar opposites. So you cannot have Judeo-Christian, and that does not even go together. I guess Bruno wasn't able to find that bonehead talking shit. But anyway, it's out there. Pretty much all you got to do is just go on to YouTube, and
I've seen it.
You know what I'm talking about. Then
Yeah.
You've seen that idiot talking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is nothing but him just blowing his Jewish horn and trying to convince us that we wouldn't exist without them, or without, their values. And if we don't believe in them, we don't exist. That's bullshit.
Well, it's definitely one-sided. We can say that.
No, I'll agree with that.
I don't really have anything against anyone in particular, but we should be fair about stuff too. They wouldn't be where they are without us either. So if you want to start playing tit for tat, so to speak.
Right. I mean, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have that 110th country to come to.
True.
And we're trying to get rid of them. So I don't know where the 111th country is going to be, but I'm sorry. I guess I'm the only one trying to get rid of them. Our government is not, by no means. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's my opinion, not shared by anyone but me. But still, him out there, raging on the Star of David is still no. There was none of that happening. When we came over here and was fighting for our Christian values, which is very, very obvious in all of our founding documents. I don't believe you will find any mention of Judaism. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you won't. I believe they were probably, I don't know, somewhere in country 100, 101, maybe by then. Just guessing. I'm ballparking here. I don't know. But they sure wasn't here. There may have been a few of them, but I don't think so in 17, whatever. We started that fight around 1773 or 4-ish, right in there, before we actually declared. So I'm pretty sure there wasn't enough of them over here by then. They may have escaped to get away from the Zionists, and the cool ones were over here, but they wouldn't be the ones screaming that shit Levine's screaming. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it.
I understand why he's doing it for his own people, so I do get that. But really, it should really have nothing to do with us.
No. He's got his own country, bought and paid for. He needs to scream it about them. Don't come over here and saying this country is only here because of his country. No, that is not the fucking case, because your country is only 80 years old.
I was just going to say that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't even exist. So
yeah, they wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for this country continuing to pay them billions upon billions upon billions, which is why they are debt free and they pay for all of their people's shit and all of that. Yeah. So shut up, Mark. You have no idea what you talk about. You're just trying to blow the Israeli propaganda horn. And good thing you're full of hot air because you're blowing it real loud. But I'm not sure what time you want to shut her down, honey. But
Well,
I'm looking at 12 minutes to 3 hours.
Yeah, we're at the 3-hour mark. Close to.
I believe that'd probably be a good time to shut her down. What about you?
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. I don't even think we should probably even get another video up there because that'll just get me and you talking for about another 30 minutes. Because you just have this irritating habit of just running off and running. You just won't shut the fuck up.
Gator, me and you are going to have a conversation soon.
I think we'll have one right after we roll out of here, and I can't wait to hear it.
My computer played the same trick that yours played on. You couldn't find your stuff. When I rebooted it today, a lot of my folders came up empty. And it's just from rebooting it.
Damn. But yeah, we appreciate the folks that showed up with us this evening. And for those that showed up in our comments, again, we have our good crew that normally follows us around. And we appreciate them as well as we appreciate our faithful out there that watches us. We hope that there was a lot of interesting facts that you were able to gain from this. We tried to keep it pretty well facts based this evening. I know towards the end there we slid off into the universe and saw a lot of stars at the end there. I did say that we would have a little bit of a star sprinkling there. I kind of didn't want to sprinkle in that many stars, but it did tend to get it all kind of rolled together there at the end, and it was all factual. And I pointed to these sources for you to find those facts. And
thank you.
I believe we'll just go ahead and roll on down to Mr. Bruno there for him to close out his portion, say his piece. And like always, we'll just roll around the horn there. We'll get to Miss Silver Bell, and I'll close her out for the rest of the evening. So, Mr. Producer Man, once again, awesome job, sir. I appreciate the work.
Well, thank you for showing up today. We enjoyed having you. Be back. Stick around for more news of what may be coming up tomorrow. Keep a look in our rooms because we'll put some information in there of what's actually may happen. So be ready, and and don't hesitate to DM me. Nobody's really DMing me today. I feel lonely. For you guys to be able to come up here, okay? So don't be afraid of me. I only bite without teeth, so it can't be that bad. So,
that's right.
On to you, Silverbell.
Well, I found some of the videos very interesting, and certainly you should definitely question everything. Nothing is ever as it seems. At least that's been my experience in life. You could be told something your whole life and find out 40 years down the line that it was all a bunch of bullshit. So people should question things. That's all I got.
And I am by no means beyond reproach. I expect to be questioned. I invite it. I invite being questioned. Please, if anything that I'm putting out, any videos that I'm posting, even though I may tell you that I have checked them, I have the receipts or whatever, don't hesitate. fact check them, please. And if you find something that I'm putting out to be incorrect in your opinion, and you have a receipt to show that I'm wrong, by all means, on our next show, or even DM me straight up and tell me, hey, Gator, you're full of shit. Say it just like that. I ain't scared. And show me your receipts, and then we'll talk about it. And I do mean talk. We'll talk about it. And we'll compare notes and everything, and maybe we can come to an understanding of where my facts and your facts went askew, and figure out what in the hell went wrong, and come to an understanding, and then let the folks know what happened. I'm good with that. I got no problem with that. I expect to be checked, because if you don't check me, then you're not doing your job, because I'm calling bullshit on everybody, because I question everything. And I expect the folks that are listening to us to check us, because please check me, call me on my shit. If I'm wrong, I expect to be called out. And right there's Bruno's DM handle. Request to come on stage and call me out face to face. That's even better. And we can discuss it. I would appreciate it. Because that's the only way true facts are going to be presented to the world, is if people with disagreements get face to face and discuss them and get to the solid what is actually true. And once that is discovered, what is actually the fucking actual real true fact, then we can have that put out to everyone of this is actually the truth. And that's what we're all trying to get to, is the truth. That's all we all really want, is the truth. So with that being said, about just trying to get to the truth, I'm going to wish everyone a blessed evening. And I hope you catch us tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work with some of my J6 friends. And they're going to try to hopefully get some of their Proud Boys to come on the show. And we're going to talk about that piece of shit stirrer, Jake Lang, who is out there. Basically, he's just out there causing trouble. And in the name of America first, and in the name of making America great again, he's a fake. He is straight up a fake. He goes to places to cause trouble. You've all seen him on these clips and these videos. He's a piece of shit out there to start trouble. He was a J6er. None of his stories about his J6 experience is true. He's exacerbating that. He's blowing that out of proportion. None of it is true. None of the shit on his website are true. We're going to discuss all of that hopefully tomorrow. And so let's hope we can get that done. If we can get that done, we'll try to get that done for you. So until then, wishing you all a blessed evening.
A man who stays silent after being disrespected is the one you should truly fear. Silence isn't weakness, it's control, it's patience, it's power. While others react in anger, he observes, he calculates, he waits, because he knows that reckless words serve no purpose. But silence allows him to move with precision. He doesn't need to prove anything. His actions will do that when the time is right. People mistake quiet for surrender, but in reality, it's the ultimate display of strength. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And those who underestimate a silent man often live to regret it. The strongest person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who doesn't react out of impulse, but responds with purpose. So if you ever cross paths with someone who chooses silence over outbursts, be careful, because when they move with intent.